for Gab, all things considered. Soccer currently at 31 food, and Blademaster in a lot of trouble here, getting coiled, getting nova'd, and having to TP out. Just to save the Blademaster, sorry, and Moon at 46 food, Soccer at 31 food, so that's about 80 food more or less. Meanwhile, ThomasG's at 40 and Gab's at 60, so they're We Made Fox are currently 20 food behind. Obviously, they have a bit of a tech advantage just because they're using tier 2 units against what's effectively a tier 1 army with a couple statues and an orb as well. So going pretty well for Gab at this point. I wonder if the Priestess of the Moon should buy an orb, just because considering it's gotten Scout and True Shot Aura, it doesn't have anything that would really require, or that would supersede the orb, and so that might be quite useful considering it's a ranged hero. Moon actually catching a couple of these units out, and actually a hero as well, but he knows he can't chase them down, even with Dryads, because Ent was so close to his base that he just runs back. And the Gab army now meeting up again. I think they're going to want to be seeking out a fight again, and it looks like Moon sort of caught out a bit on his own here, and this one Blademaster being chased down as well. Soccer doesn't really have that significant an army. It's just being chased down the sort of what's left of it in here. It's just sort of in drips and drabs. 0-1 upgrades actually on for Soccer, so that's quite nice. Obviously the armor upgrades are universal for Orc, so it's nice to get them if you have a wide range of units. But Moon actually trying to focus down the Tree of Life here. Obviously only 1300 hit points and only 2 armor, and it looks like it's taking a lot of damage, but Moon won't be able to kill it. He does just have to TP out because Ent turned up in time. He didn't even TP in, and actually the Naga gets focused down as well. So not going very well for We Made Fox at all here. Moon is trying to set up an expansion, but has been scouted by ThomasG, and actually Moon's setting up another expansion in the opposite corner as well. And sorry, Moon has another expansion here, so Jesus Christ, 3 expansions. Sorry, I haven't actually been looking for them. So obviously that's going to be quite nice for Moon if he can manage to get those up. Obviously this one's definitely going to go down, and just it's a matter of how much damage can be done before it's cancelled. And Soccer picking up a Zeppelin here, obviously just with hunts. The only thing that can really attack it is the Priestess of the Moon. Soccer does need to be careful about Fiends though, because if that gets webbed, it'll get killed, and I'm not sure if the Shadow Hunter even had a TP on him. Meanwhile, Moon gets a lot of damage on that Huntress, but just hides, and Moon with no dust apparently, so has to run away. And really playing quite a hidden run game at this point. I think the We Made Fox sort of plan at this point is just to out economy their opponents and just to stall for time, and that's what this hit and run tactic that we're seeing from them is. And not too high hero levels for either side still. I think there was a bunch of creeping, but since there's 4 players on this map, that it doesn't actually equate to that much experience. And Demon Hunter getting focused down a lot here. You will have to TP out. He does get a mana burn off on the Death Knight first. That's quite nice, although there are presumably... Oh, actually no, he doesn't have any statues after you convert the ball to destroyers. So that's going to be a bit slower mana regeneration. And Huntress sort of staying just here, obviously was hidden from before. And obviously ThomasG has forgot to bring it back. And Soccer again just running around with this tiny remnants of an army really. Meanwhile Moon just with a couple Dryads as well. So not actually that much for We Made Fox at the moment, because they've just spent so much on their economy putting up all these expansions. But this one is now, the mine is now going up for this one, and this mine has been up for a while as well. So they really just need to stall at this point. This might turn out to be a longer game than I expected, and considering there are going to be 7 games, I think I might have to do these over the course of a couple of days. We'll see. 2-0 upgrades for Moon, and Soccer has actually moved to the back of Ent space just with the Zeppelin, and is now taking out sort of whatever he can, which happens just to be Ziggurats. And I'm not sure if he's going to TP out or if he's going to be able to get a Zeppelin, but I think he'll have to TP out. He looks like he's going to try and take out the second tower before... no, actually. Oh, maybe the Blademaster gets it, then Wind walks away. Just in time, his Zeppelin manages to get away as well. And he's going to be hoping that he isn't scouted. He isn't got by these fiends who are now moving in with with an abomination out front as well. So this is a very strong army for Ent, and Moon's got to be really careful here. Obviously, he has his TP, and the Death Knight is very low, but I'm not. It does Death Knight does level up. It does have to TP out though, and so this is very nice for Moon, who does have to TP out as well. But that's okay for him because he's setting up this expansion again, and so. Even though he did lose his hero, it's not the end of the world. And it looks like that TP in was onto Soccer, who had to then TP out again. But meanwhile, it looks like this expansion has now been scouted by ThomasG, who is still only 1-0 upgraded. I'm really surprised about that. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for the 1 armor upgrade as well, considering he's just stuck at tier 1. You'd think that'd be well worth it. But Moon now TP's in to try and save this, and it looks like it might still go down, or it might be very close, I can't tell. It just lives, and Moon brings out the Wisps to heal it afterwards. Obviously he didn't want to bring them out before because they just get killed by the Huntress Glaive attack. And so this expansion has stayed up. That's going to be very nice for Moon, because it's just going to continue this economy advantage. And it looks like ThomasG is trying to counter it by putting up his own expansion, and I think that's going to be very hard for the We Made Foxes to cancel. But look at this number of Bat Riders, 6 Bat Riders here, obviously going after those Destros. But we'll need to be careful about Web, because they are just sort of on their own. So Soccer's going to need to be careful to not be reckless with this. And Soccer now TPing away, and Moon being caught out a bit. He does have a TP, but he looks like this expansion is going to go down anyways, unless Soccer TPs back in. But that'll be a huge number of TPs used by the We Made Foxes. Actually, either way, I think Moon was going to have to TP out here anyways, so it's still going to be a large number of TPs used. And looks like level 4 on the Demon Hunter, and Moon actually getting some pretty nice positioning here. Obviously, the gold mine sort of blocking him from attack, and meanwhile Ent is just sort of worried about Soccer coming back in, but it looks like meanwhile Soccer's actually going for this expansion here, so a very nice distraction tactic. I imagine Moon will be TPing out now, and losing a couple of Dryads, actually a fair few Dryads, I think 3 or 4, but managing to cancel that expansion, and that's almost worth it. And 2 upgrades now on for Soccer as well. Obviously Moon will be shoveling gold to Soccer just to help him with his economy, and Soccer now putting up a Spirit Lodge quite late actually. Obviously Spirit Link is really useful in all games really. Spirit Link's amazing, but it's that's gonna be particularly useful just for all these high armor units here. But again, We Made Fox getting caught out and having to TP out. It's really not despite having the obvious economy advantage, it just costs them so much in the early game that they've just never managed to build up an army. And with We Made Fox have a combined food of 99 compared to 66 plus, compared to about 106. So they are down a bit in food, and they are down a bit in hero levels and hero numbers actually. Actually no, I think it's 4 heroes each side. But I think will Moon buy yeah, he does buy Zeppelin here, and looks like he's going to try and get out of this quickly, but this expansion will get killed again, and I'm not sure if Moon is resetting up this expansion here, just sort of really playing pretty annoyingly at this point, just obviously just taunting his opponents almost, although he is a bit on the back end here. And Moon immediately takes out his Wisps from the Entangled Gold Mine and puts them against these trees. I'm a bit surprised by this. Generally you want to get as much gold from the mine as you can before it goes down. Maybe he thinks that the Wisp won't be scouted or something, but Moon now taking to tier 3 actually, so maybe he's going to switch up to Bears or something, or maybe Chimeras or something. He does have over 1,000 gold, and it looks like Soccer has now moved into ThomasG's base and is using Raiders to try and take down the Tree of Life. And TP now coming in, and Soccer's going to need to get out of here pretty prompt, although he might be actually able to just to take out the Tree of Life before he gets out. He is now TPing out, and it looks like the Tree of Life will go down, so very nice there for Soccer. Only 2,700 left in that mine, but still it's well worth rebuilding, and that's what ThomasG's going to have to do. And Moon now actually with a significant number of Dryads, he knows ThomasG is here, and he just needs some sort of reveal. If he can get a Wisp to or actually he has a Zeppelin there, so he can use the Goblin Lab to reveal, and that's exactly what he does. And now chasing down lots of these units, and this is where sort of the Dryads and the slow poison and the Naga come into effect, just with chasing down these units. But Ent arrives immediately and chases Moon away, and I assume Moon has a TP. Yeah, Moon does still have a TP, but actually not trying to re-expand. That's unusual for Moon. I'm not sure if Soccer's going to come in here, or if Moon's just going to try and pick off a couple units and TP out. You can probably pick off one more Dryad, then we'll have to, or one more Huntress, and then we'll have to get out of there. But he is actually just moving. He's actually getting some very nice positioning. Obviously, it's pretty hard for his opponents to all sort of funnel in, and then just while being sort of focused down. But it looks like he does have the TP out now. And meanwhile, Moon has reset up this expansion here and building a lot more wisps, and Soccer, just with the Blade Master, still only level 3, pretty low experience, killing this expansion attempt. And this expansion has actually been up all game pretty much, and so that's very nice for him. And meanwhile, Soccer's come straight back into ThomasG's base with the rest of his army, cancelled that the Tree of Life that was being rebuilt at the main, and is now just sort of picking out loads of Moonwells. And I assume he has a TP on